come to why do people hate it. And, you know, of course that's obvious with the Diablo situation happening the way it had. It would have been obvious as to why people hated them. My personal opinion, well, I've got to cover up this. I'm sorry this doesn't sound very positive, but I've been meaning to put this up for a while, or, you know, mention things like this, but basically everyone's come out with their own opinion. The general opinion is they are built specifically for people to, you know, they are built specifically to scam people out of money. And it's the balance, and the issue has been the balance, or lack thereof in some cases. I mean, for example, the Diablo thing, mobile games come out, they're made by Chinese companies, or at least that seems to be the general thing here. And I think they're good. You know, there's a right way and a wrong way to do these games. And I'd be lying if I said I don't play a few mobile games. But there are those that you can have a fun time, and most of them are sadly capture games. If you don't know what a capture game is, or a capture game, I may be mispronouncing that, so sorry if it's not, well, if it's not right. But the overall problem I have with some of them is that the game itself sometimes can become completely unbalanced if you, for example, if you don't have particular characters. I mean, they'll get something that people like oddly enough, My Hero Academia has one, but it's not been released outside of Japan yet, if at all. But then you've got things like Final Fantasy Brave Exodus. I mean, some of you are probably familiar with Dragon City. If nothing else, you're familiar with, you've played Dragon City, or you know someone who has. And they'll have like the three currencies. You know, sometimes, or two currencies. They'll have a currency that's in-game that can be earned, but it doesn't really do much. And then there's the premium currency you pay actual money for. This is where they get the money back. And the argument can always be made that you just need to pay, you know, if you pay them a little bit of money, it's how they make their costs back. But I'll give you an example of, I wanted to give examples of good and bad. And the only bad ones, and there's so many of them at this point, it's ridiculous. I mean, Bleach Brave Souls is a perfect example for me, and my reasons for why I used to play Brave Souls, because I liked the anime years ago. You know, it was a big thing, and I liked the first few seasons, so it was great to have, you know, one of these things, but the games generally have an auto. The games like this usually have an auto function, like you collect characters from random drops. The problem with it is that the characters, anything less than, you know, I suppose I should start thinking about the star systems they put on these characters. Usually characters have like a star system for like their rarity. You've got like your 1, 2, or 3 stars. Sometimes they'll just start at the 3 star, which are your lowest levels, and they're not really worthwhile. Then you've got your 4 stars, which are usually pretty good, and then you've got your 5 stars, which are your super rare, which are the ones you want, that have got the most effort, special effects, and things that, you know, you actually want in a character. My problem with Bleach is that you collected 3 characters per team, and you can put them in a PvP. The problem I had was that if you join the game late on, or you're joining around now, there are characters that are broken, or have been exploited to such a degree that, you know, it's not really fair on new players, especially considering that there's very few actual specific combinations of characters that can actually beat them. So, an example is they released the manga exclusive characters like Kenpachi, Yuchiru, and Inahana, and if you had them, you were pretty much almost guaranteed to win. Very few characters could actually beat them. But then like, you play something like the PvP, and if someone has that team, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose. You have almost no chance of actually winning those matches. And the drop rates for characters that are worthwhile, they'll do events at the beginning of every month, usually at the end of every month. It varies, but they'll do like characters. Sometimes the characters will just be like seasonal ones, like for example, the Japanese version of the My Hero Academia one just had the swimsuit edition for summer. Some of them have the swimsuit one. They have a Christmas event every Easter. Sometimes they do like Japanese exclusive holidays, or sometimes they do Thanksgiving, and you get exclusive versions of characters with new costumes, sometimes new abilities that make the thing better. But you have an auto function for the battle feature, so you don't even need to play the game. But what turned me off Bleach was the drop that you needed the premium currencies to buy the characters. That's just a general rule of how these things work. So the problem with that is that they'll have all the other characters will be, have a better drop rate, so you're more likely to get 3-4 stars. I at one point spent 2,000 of their currency, and all I got out of it was, well, I got a load of 3 stars, and the problem with the Bleach's system is that once you get to a certain point, the 3 stars don't matter. They don't do anything. They don't really do anything. Like, Bleach had this system where if you leveled the characters up to maximum, you'd get some of the premium currency back. But the problem is that by a certain point in the game, you've had every single 3 star, which doesn't give you much to begin with in terms of the actual currency back. And if you've spent all your gems trying to get specific characters, they keep putting in characters that you can just get regularly. So it'll be very hard for you to get certain characters. So you can play to a point, and then there's like bits where they'll do like events characters where it's okay, you can have like this character, but you have to pay real money to get it. And they're very limited in who they'll give. Now, I'm sorry I've gone on about Bleach. Talk about a capture game. Well, as I say, the blocker up there, they're fair with what they drop. You're guaranteed to get super rares, and the thing is, the problem that Bleach has that the other ones don't is that the lower tier characters are just worthless. Once you've gotten the points out of them, they're worthless. They're just fodder, but there's nothing you can do with them. You can keep them, but they're not going to be useful in any events, battles, PvP. They're useless. With Azure Lane, you can actually sacrifice the characters to. You can sacrifice the characters to up your stats, or you can do. Well, one of the things I really liked to do with them was you can retire them and get some resources back. And you have your gems. Now, the thing is that the gems don't do anything apart from maybe get you some bonuses in-game, like maybe if you want to like improve your dorm or anything, you can, but you can earn the currency through doing the story missions or collecting the characters, which again, a lot of them are dropped, and some of them have very low drop rates for like these super rares, but what you'll do every day is you'll spend like this other currency called cubes along with the money, which makes the currency actually useful, which is a problem most capture games have. Is that the money actually isn't useful for anything long term, whereas in Azure Lane it's kind of necessary. But for me, you spend the money and you can get a few new characters, you can get a few characters, which is always fun. Yes. Especially considering that the drop rates are very forgiving for certain things. But they also do a thing where if you get loads of the medals, you can actually use them to buy certain characters, and the medals are easy to get, really. You don't have to spend any real world money. In fact, to be honest, I've had the game for a while, I've got a pretty good team, I've got loads of event characters, and I've got these resources through just playing the thing, which I think is the best part. Like, I haven't actually had to spend any real world money just to enjoy the game, get new characters, get new ships, or even get the event characters, which are different. I mean, it's one of those things where there are seasonal event outfits for characters, but they're not separate characters, which is something a lot of other capture games don't do. Right, so moving on to the issues as to why people hate these things. Now, again, the first major issue has been these things expect you to spend real world money to get a lot to even play the game. Like, you've got the Harry Potter game, is the first example of that. And let's face it, they're not wrong. The Harry Potter one is the biggest example of it going back, but the Diablo thing will probably be more of the same, to be honest. See, everyone's had their own. You see, the game journalists, or a lot of game journalists, have claimed that the reason that these games are not, people hate these games is, that we should be grateful that we're getting exploited, basically. That, these things. Oh, we're just complaining about nothing because we've become entitled, which I completely disagree with. I know that mobile games have a different aesthetic, that they're released for free on the App Store. You're not spending like the 40 quid that you'd spend on a normal game, or $60 depending on where you are, to get a brand new game. You're getting the game for free and you're spending a little bit of money. That's how mobile games can get away with it, but it depends on what they're asking you for. Like, if they're asking you for $15 to $20 for a character, like one character, I think that's a problem. Now again, I haven't actually run into that with, say, Azure Lane, but I have seen it in Bleach Brave Souls and a couple of Final Fantasy Brave Exodus. I think that's when you start to look, that's really like a line ball. And another one was, if you hate mobile games, then you either hate progress, it's been a small time one, or you hate women, which I think is the stupidest one I can come up with. See, I know for a while the belief was that if you played games casually, you're a woman, which is very, sexist for one thing, it's also very inaccurate. Again, I play these things, my wife plays these things, I know a few people who actually play WWE Superman, so mobile games are not gender specific, so that argument falls flat. And to say that the microtransactions and the loot boxes are not a problem is asinine at this point. It's the fact that these games have specific rosters, like especially if they're based on games people like an anime or a TV show. Like Final Fantasy, for example, Final Fantasy Brave Exodus has a massive fucking roster, and they still haven't got everyone from every Final Fantasy game in there. That's the joy of it. But the drop rate's something like 3% for characters. Now, what I like with Fire Emblem Heroes and Nintendo GameCube is that they have a similar system where you can spend money to get character, you can spend currency, premium currency to get characters, but they have a selection of 5 characters are separated into colours, like, based on what they do in the game, you know, what their alignment is in the game and stuff like that. So, if you want a specific character, you select the order that represents the character's, you know, alignment. If it's in the pool to unlock, it's in the pool to unlock. And you spend like 5 of the currency to get 1. Well, you can spend 5 of the currency to get one specific character. You know, to get the characters, and then if you don't get the character you want, you can select another one for a reduced price, and the rate of getting a 5-star goes up over and over and over again. So that works to a degree, and honestly, just you're guaranteed. They give you a free summon every time they open the game. You get a new game. You know, every time you start, they open up a new event. So you get at least a chance to get a new one. So overall, my thought process when it comes to mobile games is there are some good ones and there are some bad ones. And there's some very bad exploitative ones. Like, for example, some good ones. The problem is it's hard to find one that's going to take up all your time. So I'll just say flat out that a lot of these games have auto functions that play the game for you effectively. So the only real change is, you know, you're just selecting the characters and the computer will just do all the work for you. But in that regard, for like collecting characters and everything else, I'd have to say ones I recommend that you can get in the UK and EU, well, and the US I guess, is the Final Fantasy Brave Exodus is okay, so I'd say it's a good one for what it is. It still has exploitative things like the gems. There's very few of them, but you can still get loads of them for doing events, and they do events regularly that you can always get, like the Lapis, which is the premium currency. But it means that getting certain characters is slightly easier. Dragon Ball Dokkan, it has microtransactions, but honestly, when I had it, there wasn't really much reason to even bother, and they do events to get specific characters, so that's always a good thing for me, or at least I think it's a good idea. So Dokkan, that was pretty good, and Azure Lane, I'd say at the moment is one of my personal favourites, purely because it's put the effort, into making the game fun. Collecting characters is easier, like getting ships, and they've made it so that if you do get duplicates, it's not a complete waste. And other things like bad ones, examples of bad ones, like bad games to pick up that you should really, really avoid. Anything that doesn't look official. There's loads of fake ones, so I'd avoid them. Dragon City and Monster Legends really aren't worth anything anymore. They do events here, but they're really not worth it. Let's see, what else? Brave Frontier, it has good characters, it does collaborations a lot. But the problem is, my problem was I had a load of good high-level characters, but I could not use them. Like, I couldn't have them in a team or anything because it was considered, because I got them early, you know, it gives you loads of rewards just for signing in, but you can't really use them. Not only that, it does collaborations, like there's a My Hero Academia one, but, and as a fan of My Hero Academia, I have to say, the slight they did to Suyu, yeah, I'm a big Suyu fan. They slighted Suyu and made her the weakest unit in the entire game, so, you know, that was, really pointless. But it's also the fact that it costs a lot of the currency, which does not come along that often. It takes up a ridiculous amount of space, and there's so many weird-looking characters in there that it's hard to even say who was. I know there's a story, but it's barely there, so I'd definitely not recommend Brave Exodus. And also, I'd say Bleach Brave Souls really is not worth going into anymore. I mean, they give you free summons every so often, and when they do their anniversary events, they do a pick your own summon, but you don't pick the character you want, you pick from the attribute, and then they randomly select characters from that attribute, so you might not even get the one you want. You might not even get good options. I mean, I got lucky with some characters, and I got a good team that I can always go back to, but the large gap for character players, especially those who got Unohana, they got luck of the draw, and that's the problem when you make it so that the game is a luck of the draw and you can't even progress because, the game says, oh, well, you don't have this character? Well, that sucks. And if that's the thing, if you can't play the game or progress because you didn't get specific characters, then I think there's a problem with the game, because then you're putting it down to chance. Like an example, if I play a game, let's just say they make a My Hero Academia mobile, and they give you your first 5-star for free, which will be Midoriya, or they give you Midoriya, or they give you someone else. Now, let's just say he's put into a strength category. Then they mention there's others, there's agility, there's technique, and other things. And let's just say there's missions where, and they make it so it's a rock, paper, scissors thing. Now, let's just say you're trying to get through the story missions, and the story missions have just started getting harder and require 5-star characters, and you've gone through your drawers, and it's the beginning of the game, so there's very few, there's very specific characters who have, particular alignments. And let's just say you have a team of, you have like a 5-star, fully maxed out Midoriya. And you also have like you have Ida, who's a kind of technique, but he's only like level 3. And he can only get to a certain level, and he's not that powerful, either. So, and then you have a Bakugo, who's also a power type, but he's a 4-star. You can only get up to a certain level, but not the level you need. But you need a team of all 5 stars. And it just so happens there's an event going on where you can get loads of 5 stars. Like it's a 5-star Uraraka, which is a technique type, or a Suyu that's an agility type. And you've got a bit of the currency, which you've worked really hard towards getting. And then you spend all of it, and you just get a bunch of 3 stars. That's pretty much how Bleach Brave Souls works. And that's why, in general, it just doesn't work as a mobile game in the long run. It's one of those, you play it for a little while, you get to a certain point where you've gotten a few 3 stars, you've got through the story, which does not take long, and then there's no reason to play it apart from the events happen. The drop rates are so low, it's not worth it. And that's how they make a lot of money. And that's how they make their money back, but it just becomes more of a chore. And if you're playing it for a chore, then it's not part of the game. And I don't agree with the argument that games can only be played on consoles or PCs. I think that it's really it's subjective. I mean, not everyone's going to like the mobile market, but I don't think that the argument that people don't like it because of gender, it's not. It's not on a console. Oh, Ollie, you thought this comment would be someone else, but it was I, Ollie. Oh, nice to see you, Ollie. But yeah, because I know Jim Sterling has covered this a lot better than I can, really, at this point. But I agree that the issue with mobile games at the moment is not so much, is more, it's become less about making the game appealing and more about making the money. And I know that's the general gist of games, is to make money. Huh. Ollie can't hear me over the game. Yeah, I might have to actually fix that. Or talk a little louder, but... The general gist of it is, I agree that the mobile games in general have a problem with balancing. I usually create a party even if I'm the only one in it. You could make... Okay, well, I'll remember that next time. I really wanted to make this a quick one. I might have to redo it if this video doesn't work out. Yeah, I kind of figured. I just wanted something on in the background, to be honest. And I know I haven't heard from you in quite a while, Ollie, so nice to hear from you. But I'll just wrap up really quick with this. I agree that the games need a bit of balancing. Especially capture games, which I think Fire Emblem is the only game and Azure Lane are the only ones that have actually done it properly. Games like Bleach literally live off their name and nothing else. Ah, well, we'll have to do a party again at some point and have a chat and catch-up session. But, getting back to my point, things like Azure Lane and the aforementioned Fire Emblem do the capture game things. Right, there are good mobile games that are fun and don't go, oh, well, you want to progress? Well, how about you give us some fucking money? Then there are games like Bleach and... oh look, a name you recognise, give us cash. Yeah, that is basically it. But then the argument... I saw an article that pretty much said, oh, well, people shouldn't be upset about these things because, you know, this is an essential part, or claiming that these things have been around for decades is bullshit. I mean, yes, DLC, I guess you could say, was the first major problem we had. But overall, I think the argument that mobile games are only for women, so if you hate mobile games, you hate women. I don't hate mobile games, I hate the way they're being used to exploit people, is generally my opinion. Because I do play some mobile games. I mean, hell, I would have played the My Hero Academia one if it had actually come over, and I really didn't want to play Brave Frontier, because Brave Frontier is kinda shit. Even if it did have a bunch of My Hero Academia characters in it, in the only collab that we got over here, nobody is seriously going to make that argument, are they? Seriously making that? Yes, someone did make the argument that, the only reason people hate mobile games is because it's women, because your mom... I think the argument was down to, well, because your mom can't play real games, like on a console, because you people think that all video games need to be on consoles, you hate women purely because they're the one, it's made for them. Oh, and then they did mention the microtransactions, but glossed over them as if microtransactions and loot boxes had been around for a while and weren't a serious problem until recently. Which is bullshit, as anyone will tell you, and then when someone called them out on it, they claimed they were being attacked. So that goes to show you how pathetic they really were. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I did this video, really, was to say, look, I play some mobile games. It's a good pastime in between actual games when... because at the moment I'm working around the house a lot and have very little time to play games. I've only really just gotten back to playing Nier. I haven't even finished the story mode for this game because I haven't had the fucking time. So the mobile games are like, I can do a little bit in the morning, go back to doing a few things, look after the baby, spend some time with the baby, spend some time with the wife, do a bit of shopping, come back, play a bit more. But yeah, someone is actually seriously making the argument that the only reason anyone hates mobile games is purely because women play them. So if you hate mobile games, you hate women, and any other reason is just an excuse that you've been... because really loot boxes aren't a serious problem. I honestly wanted to do something similar to what Jim would do with his French aristocrats, just doing a whole only women can play
video games on a mobile, consoles. Games are only played on consoles and PCs. Yeah, we all know that's not true anyway. I mean, you could make the same, 10, 20 years ago, you could have made the same argument about the Game Boy and nobody did. And mobile games have been around since Snake, really. Anyone remember Snake? Anyone? Anyone remember Snake 2 on the Nokias? No one? I'm that old? Huh? Oh, but games like this are made for your mum.
Yeah, that's why they're made. Yeah, that's why games like Azure Lane. Seriously, I dare you to look up Azure Lane on the mobile, or even go on YouTube, just look it up and tell me that was made for your mum. That was made for your mum because she got. I mean, I know these games are simplified. I made really simple. I see. It's from who cares about the silly little thing like child gambling. Yeah. That is literally the argument. Yeah, that is the argument right there. That is the argument, literally right there. Hold on, I'm going to actually make a party and just do it that way. Only microphone is being broadcast. Oh. Yeah. Child gambling? Oh, that's a new one. And it's not a real problem, no. The problem is you hate the women's. Oh, because only my mum can play those Dragon Cities and things. I mean, because it's not as if she could play something like Dynasty Warriors. Hold on, let me check. I'm just going in the party settings, adjust microphone level. Right, up to the microphone level. Prioritize party chats. Audio mix, Allow your voice to be shared. Right. I'll have up to the microphone. Okay. So, yeah, the whole you just don't like women. And I don't agree. I just don't know. I thought to myself, I know that was a thing to begin with. The argument, you don't like women. You know, only women play these things. But I think the demographic has changed since then, since they're being made for animes. Like the video games themselves are being made based on animes and other things. And yeah, some of them are exploitative crap. Yeah, the argument was just made. Yeah, just when I saw the argument of, you only hate these games because women play them, I thought, you cannot seriously be making that argument. You can't. But, the person in question, I don't really want to say names because I don't want to give them the... honestly, I don't want to give them any kind of... I don't want to give them any acknowledgement because they don't deserve it at this point. And I know that makes me, makes it bad because context is necessary and a lot of people don't like to use context to prove their point. But this is a particular person who thinks everything is sexist in some way, regardless of whether it is actually about sexism, or anything. So everything's about gender, unless they say so. But very few people will actually agree with them. Very few people actually agree with them. Yeah, games deserve a smarter audience. Because to me, when I play a video game, gender and everything else, it doesn't matter. I prefer. I don't know whether it's called Artemis's Razor. So, is there an English setting in this game? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately, the game is literally set to only be with Japanese audio with English subtitles in certain places, but the problem is the subtitles don't appear when you're battling. Which is a pain when you have victory scenes, because I don't know enough Japanese to know what Suyu's saying. I only know when she says kero kero that she's saying ribbit. see if I go to change character, I might actually give Suyu a bit of a break. Let's see. I haven't unlocked All for One yet. I recently got him as DLC as well as in Denver. There's two, yes, there are two Midoriyas. So I'll have, and I'll also have Sue, and I'll give Sue another thrashing, child abuse, and I'll put her with Ochako and Momo. And yeah, I knew I had to do All Might. Fear not, Oliver, for I am here. I'll tell you what, at the moment, you'll love this, Ollie. I had a friend, I mentioned this during a thing, one of my other streams. I had a friend go to the London Comic Con recently. I couldn't go, unfortunately. Now, this friend, who shall remain nameless, felt bad that I couldn't even go to the Glasgow one because Bret Hart was going to be at the MCM. Shit, the movie was shown on Wednesday and I'll be in Leicester that day if I could find a way to get back home. Ow! Bitch! Oh god, this is bordering on child abuse. Oh, Suyu. No! Frog waifu! Frogs and toads only live for 16 years. No, All Might, don't do this. Oh god, I feel like a monster. No. Oh god, I feel like an asshole. Oh. Now what am I supposed to tell her family? Well, better smash them too. Oh god. This means All Might smashed Suyu. Oh god. Actually, the literal translation is that I came. I guess Japanese. Yeah. I found that. Yeah, as with every language, it's not an exact. Well, it's not an exact language, but you know, I have a lot of friends on Twitter who play a lot of My Hero Academia characters, so I'm used to hearing. I'm used to hearing a lot of the jokes in general. But then again, I'm also used to dealing with people who like Bakugo and and Uraraka together. So yeah. But that's all. That's I'm doing a lot of this. I'm only fighting Suyu because I've used her so much. I guess I'm trying to get a bit of balance and try other characters. And Suyu is just a character I like to use against. Well, I practice against in some regards. Rage, you damn. Oh, I got a trophy. Rage, you damn nerd. I came, but I guess Japanese is a bit more context sensitive. Actually, I'm going to see if I've played the game enough to, well... Oh, I got something. Plain old Suyu, win 30 battles using Suyu. Let's see, I got 20 battles. Can All Might do the United States of Smash? I don't know. Unlock 20 battles, get 20, unlock 50 battles. Defeat Suyu 20 times. Defeat Suyu 10 times. Defeat Suyu 5 times. Now then, let's go for another fight. I mean, I spent all this time beating up Bakugo. He's literally the only character I've beaten up. So, what do you say we go around? Let's just say for fun. I mean, we've done the serious talk. Let's go. Let's just have some obvious. This would never happen. Ochako Uraraka, Suyu Asui, and Jiro, and let's have them fight Endenma, Todoroki, and Darby. And let's have them fight in a bar. You can change the outfits, like there is actually a customization thing where you can get the villain suits for each character. You can give them like the school uniforms, stuff like that. Unfortunately, the story mode literally only goes all the way through Season 2 to a bit of Season 3. And so far I'm at the point where Bakugo's been kidnapped. Personally, I would have left him to get his throat slit or something.
Final round. Ready?
Oh look! Can we just talk about the fact Endenma's getting his ass kicked by a floaty girl? Oh yeah, she pulls a pillar out of nowhere for certain moves. Oh! I'm gonna beat you like you beat Todoroki's mom. Oh, dick! He moved! You'll pay for that, Endenma. You missed. What if the students even at a bar, aren't they doing the kids are trench coat? Are they? Oh god! What? So, what you think? What you think that Suyu, Uraraka, and all the others would suddenly be like in a trench coat, and then you'd just be sitting, and then you just have Aizawa going, "You do know that's just my students in a trench coat." No, I'm Uraraka, adult woman. Yeah, you are clearly 3 students in a coat. 1 alcohol, please. I was working at the business factory. Yeah, boom. So yeah, Uraraka, funnily enough, I did fuck up at one point in a fight where I got counted out of the. I got ringed out because I kept doing this floaty stuff, and then they both landed, and you know, when you can imagine how well that went. Bye bye. Yeah, Uraraka's entire style is literally just knock them into the air and air combo the fuck out of them. So okay, let's try her plus ultra again. Okay, oh, here we go. This is for hitting underage girls in a bar, you bitch! Yeah! Oh, she drank too much. Okay, that was every character gets 2 plus ultra moves. So, because one's a level 2, one's a level 3. And also I found Suyu and Uraraka work together if you have very well if you have Suyu as a sidekick. Oh look, he got her hot! Okay, I'm gonna stop before I make this any worse. Oh yeah, and parts of their armour can break depending on the situation, so
that is a thing. That armor breaking is a thing. So you throw me into... Ow! Come on, Endeavor. Okay, my first plus ultra. You are already deceased. Ow! I can't feel anything below my buttock. Yeah, the destructible scenery is a thing. I thought it was a pretty cool thing, and honestly, yeah, I think that I think what people need to understand with this game is that yes, there are other anime games that have long since surpassed what My Hero Academia can do in terms of this game. But at the same time, I think considering that the anime is still young, I think it still works. Jiro. I haven't used her much, so put her with Momo, her les buddy. And let's stick them against... let's tend to the elderly.
Oh my goodness! Yosh. Stageを選べ.
Let's go visit the elderly in his home. You're not the nurse. The nurse is colored. What are you doing? Well now that that's sorted, let's go tend to the elderly. Yeah, Jiro's one of the characters I am surprised was even in the game.
Final round. Ready? Crash!
You're not Britney Spears. Yeah, basically, Jiro is really good for stun locks. In case you haven't noticed. Alright, let's see how this works. She's torturing an old man. Play some Slayer. Oh! That was fun. And I've ruined his house, and I shall not be paying for it. I shall not be paying for the damage. There is a mission mode where you can unlock new clothing and stuff and new accessories, but it's literally just you level your characters up. I'll probably show that after this. I mean, we're done talking about the whole mobile game market thing. I mean, I think I got the reaction I expected from, wait, someone thinks it's all about gender? Why? Yeah, there is a block button. I assure you there is a block button. I'm just spending way too much of my time beating an old man to death. This is how you treat a war veteran. Well, this turned from a serious talk into literally, hey, look at this game you're probably never going to pick up and play. Admittedly, a lot of people were disappointed, mainly due to the whole, it has no English dub.
It doesn't even sub any of the parts where the characters talk, apart from story mode. The arcade mode was added later. The DLC, well, one character was a free DLC, so I don't think it counts. But there's only 2 DLC characters, not a lot of... Well, again, this is literally all you get. There's no class 1B, well, 1B.
隙は見せねえ。本命か？私がステージを選べ。
One alcohol. Yeah. The villain. Yeah, Stain's playable, because there is a villain story as well, and All For One is a playable villain. I did the arcade mode of Suyu, where basically Suyu defeated All For One. He didn't seem happy about that. Yeah, Momo's thing is that she can just change what weapon she's got equipped. That's literally all there is to it. Ow. See, now I have a sword. Yeah, Momo's not great with combos, admittedly. Ow. Except for that one. Was that canon? You can also run up the walls and, like, you know, do that whole thing, but that's, you know, neither here nor there. You can also hit them hard enough that they get stuck in the wall. Turn to the main menu. I'll show, while I'm here, before I stop this entire stream and get back to doing what I was doing before. I love Uraraka. 5 battles with Uraraka. Okay. So, customized character. Again, it's limited. It's not, this is definitely not Soul Calibur's level. I mean, for example, here's what you've got for Midoriya. You've got his monochrome outfit, his heroic outfit, his villain outfit, and his old costume. Then you've got the school uniform, and then there's like little accessories here and there that don't really do much of anything. And you can like change the voices and all kinds of other stuff, but the problem I have is that a lot of this stuff isn't you can't even equip to. Oh, some characters get a little bit more, it seems. Okay, so Uraraka gets that, gets that, but she also gets the costume without her helmet, her school uniforms. Yeah, it's really fucking limited. But you can do things like, you can get like the grenade things for, like, you can get things from other characters, like you can get things from Mina, Todoroki, get an S rank in all story chapters or purchase. See, you can just spend the money to get most of these things. Suyu's the most limited in what she's got. Ooh, froggy.
dart frog costume. Hey, I might actually use that for my villain Suyu. Ah well. So yeah, this is literally the entire roster. Denki, Kirishima. Yeah? Right, well I'm gonna call it here, but thanks for joining me and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye!